and 12th century England, a land of knights, nobles and legends, is beginning to awaken from the Dark Ages. Fed by knowledge from the East, a small percentage of the populace begins embracing science, literature, and education. Still, fearsome creatures seem to lurk in shadows, and fear of the unknown runs deep among the people.
To arms! Get out, you demon!
God save us all!
I tell you, it was a black shuck, a monster dog like you've never seen before. Glowing red eyes, they said he had, and howls that would send any brave knight a-running.
Not what I heard told. 'Twas a griffin. Those 16 poor souls were ripped apart, they were. Not one person there lived to tell the tale. Only the talons and beak of those monstrous raptors could make such a mess as what happened in the rye forest last night.
Neither of you get it, do you? Those killings took place near the ocean. The half-goofer done it. The sea mist, they call it. That behemoth be the size of a whale, I tells you. Teeth as large as dinner plates, they say.
Are the three of you telling your stories again? A half-goofer? Griffin? A black shuck? My mother would tell me stories of black shucks when I was little. They are no more real now than they were then.
Black shucks are every bit as real as you are, damsel. Walter Cooper tells me he saw one in Peasmarsh 2 years ago.
Walter Cooper empties as many wine barrels as he sells. The man weaves a twisted line as he walks down Middle Street each evening.
It could be magic. Evil magic.
You know as well as I do, none of us here are real magic users. A few sleights of hand, weighted dice and tricks of light. All we really conjure up are easy jobs for ourselves. The illusion is the real magic. That's what they say, isn't it?
Suppose so. Trouble is the magic tricks that impress local town councils, and feudal lords won't help us much against a real demon, will it, girl? Who will do magic for us, tell me that? There has not been a real wizard around these parts in near 200 years, they say. And they burned him for it, didn't they?
Maybe none of us is equal to the task. We will do what we can, no matter the cost, whatever it is out there.
As I made this pendant, I hoped it would spend its life bringing out the eloquent beauty of the woman who wore it. I'm happy to see it has met just such a fate. Safe journeys, brave traveller.
Hard to believe the Queen named a mere woman as the new sorcerer of Rye. The demon even attacked on the Sabbath. This devil be more than any woman could face.
I heard of the feeble. Someone named Elara. I just hope real wizards in neighbouring towns can help with whatever it was killed those people.
Whoever she thinks she is, they have her performing her tricks today at the fair.
Maybe she'll do the old cups and balls trick for us then, eh? Keep your eyes on the ball then.
Well, I have heard this wizard has caught the ear of Marguerite, daughter of Louis VII of France. Before the end of this year, Marguerite will be married into the royal family of His Majesty, Henry II. And if word of what you said were to ever reach the ear of the king, you might lose your head.
And a man of learning would know a wizard's power comes from their knowledge and experience rather than their gender. Certainly you would not doubt the power of Morgan Le Fay. Now, would you have a copy of Alhazen's works on optics? Morgan Le Fay, is that you? At least a stone likeness. I was just mentioning your name. To the left, you say? Well, who am I to ignore a wizard to King Arthur? Also, I believe I smell apple fritters in that direction. May I bring you one?
Has the poor wench lost her wits?
May the Lord have mercy.
Magic is a special gift, but it is more than that. It is the study of nature. Wizards such as myself have magnificent powers, but the energy into which we tap is all around us. It is found in trees, people, and the moon and stars in the sky. Flowers, butterflies, and the wandering planets bind us all together. Even a simple primrose has within it the grand design of life. Behold.
Greetings, noble wizard. I am Adelaide of Granada, a visitor to your fair city. I beg a moment of your time.
Greetings to you, Miss Adelaide. 'Tis an honour to make your acquaintance. I am unable to find a better way of spending my next moment or two than speaking with a traveller such as yourself.
You spoke of the stars. That was magnificent.
Thank you, fair lady. Are you a student of the magical arts?
I am a student of nature. So,
the other side of the same coin. There is going to be an eclipse of the moon tonight. Are you planning on watching it?
I have eagerly awaited this wondrous event, especially as the moon has grown in the sky over the last fortnight. Last night, I pitched my tent on a western slope. I plan to find a new place this evening with the best view to the east.
My position as town wizard offers me a few benefits in life. One is a small, comfortable home and land with spectacular views of the eastern sky. If you are willing to accept the kindness of a stranger, will you join me to watch the celestial dance?
I would be delighted to accept your offer, Elara, and I thank you for your kindness to a stranger in your town. Perchance, in time, I may repay your generosity in kind.
Archery contest. Last call for entrance to the archery contest.
Oh, archery. Let us go.
I hope you are not wishing I will participate. I'm afraid I don't know much about archery. I'd probably set the arrow up the wrong way and shoot myself in the eye.
Well, we wouldn't want that to happen now, would we? I'll tell you what, I'll shoot, you watch.
Okay, so you are an archer, are you? So many surprises about you.
I'm sure. You hold a few of your own.
Just 2 contestants now remain, Adelaide of Granada and Robert de Bock of London.
Sorry, that's what I do.
Wait, but the only person I've heard of who does that is Robin. Mysterious stranger. Your skill with the bow is most impressive. I trust you will offer me a rematch in the near future.
Under one condition. You must answer a riddle, my fair lady, and you shall have your match. What is light as a feather, yet no one can hold it for long?
Why, good sir? The one thing that is light as a feather, yet no one can hold it long, is breath.
Well played. I look forward to our next contest. Godspeed and safe travels, dear Adelaide.
You really have no home?
I tell people I am from Granada, though that is not quite true. But it is close enough. The truth is, I have seen many lands and lived in many places, although never for long. I have journeyed across deserts and mountains, from the mighty pyramids of Egypt in the south, out east to Constantinople, the entrance to the ancient Silk Road. I dream of one day embarking on a journey to China, where study of the natural world is remaking their society.
But what of home?
Home is more than a collection of houses.
Still, I have lived all my life in Rye. I can't imagine moving away from it. Many people believe eclipses are a sign from God. Wizards tend to hold they are a portent of things to come.
Scholars east of Egypt say eclipses like this are caused by the moon passing into the shadow of Earth. They may also hearken us to new times.
Is that also a belief of theirs?
It is a belief of mine.
I hear tell some townspeople are saying that I am weak. As long as this gruesome murder remains unsolved, people will hold me responsible.
Certainly most people do not believe.
Yes, they do, Elara. I appointed you the magical protector of Rye in part because I knew you would not deceive me. Please do not begin now.
There are those who say the murders would not have taken place if the alderman were a man.
Did you glean that from your magic?
If talking too much with strangers is considered to be magic, then yes.
When my husband, Thomas Blakely, passed away a year after being elected alderman, there were many who said no woman could be alderman in Rye. But I too spoke too much with too many strangers. It got me where I am today. Elara, I need you to find out what caused this. Animal, man, or spirit. All of Rye needs to know. You will need a companion to assist you.
Well, I have someone in mind already. That's odd, isn't it? Why would someone bring a glass flask full of water to a feast? It seems it could have broken on the way here.
But that's not water.
I am Charles Beckett, son of Edward. I demand to know what you are doing in my father's house. You desecrate his memory and all those who died here by being in this home.
I'm sorry. My friend Marion and I heard about the murders. We were just curious about...
Curious about what? Whitefoot, to guard. Well?
We came here and we were just looking in the windows and the door. There was no bolt and the door it was, and I dared my friend Marion to step in and we were just having fun.
That's right. Yes,
Get
that's
out.
True, but we...
Now.
Thank you, sir. So, Marion, really?
Yes, sorry. First name I thought of. I was under pressure.
As well as the excitement of meeting Robin Hood.
I remember hearing stories of Maid Marian when I was young, telling of her adventures on the sea and in the forest, always standing for what is right. Still today, Lady Marian is said to be so strong and just quite beautiful.
Oh, Marian, dear Marian, a name I hear so fine. Adelaide, she speaks of you almost all the time.
Oh no, don't.
She dreams of your adventures, oh so brave and bold. How she stood by Robin Hood, or so the story's told.
I pray thee, desist.
Pretty, my dear Adelaide, is this just tale? Your thoughts so handsome, Marian, like a ship set sail. Marian, dear Marian, tell us what we've made. More or less, well or worse of our sweet Adelaide.
I beseech you.
Marian, 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 Marian.
Did you happen to notice Beckett's pendant?
I can't say I did. I was a little busy stashing the parchment and flask away in my bag as he crashed through the door. What was so odd about it?
I've never seen one quite like it. It was shaped like an anchor, common enough in a seaport, but there was a single bright green emerald at its centre, sitting within a crescent moon.
How could you remember all that?
I am a memory keeper. It is one of the ways I talk my way into my job as a wizard. It's like, imagine everything you ever saw, heard or smelled every second was inscribed in your mind forever in perfect detail.
Like, your memory is preserved in paintings?
Something like that.
And have you seen that pendant before?
No. Never. Wait, what?
I thought so, but...
Robin Hood?
Well, maybe, but that doesn't sound like him.
We don't know. We only just met him. And he lives in Sherwood Forest at more than 2 weeks' journey north of here. What is he even doing in Rye? What are you doing? We don't know what...
It's lemon juice. When you write with it, the ink is invisible. When you hold it next to a flame, the writing becomes visible. When you pour it into water...
Yes?
It's delicious.
While the thought of human evil is a heavy burden to bear, I am grateful to know that we are not facing the forces of darkness. The devil may tempt us, but in the end, it is our choices that define us. We must stay vigilant and find those responsible. But let us not lose faith in the goodness that still resides within most men's hearts.
So then, we need to find out the identity of this Rob.
This morning, I received a message from the Sheriff of Nottingham. It appears Robin Hood is nowhere to be seen in the King's Forest. We are under order of His Majesty, King Henry II, to arrest the thief on sight. We should be aware he could be anywhere, even here in Rye.
He does get around, doesn't he?
Keep your eyes open. He could very well be our Rob. Not now, Quinn.
A robust Robin robed in red, has he committed a robbery? A robless Robin, a Robert lord, rob's the word. Robert, the devil feigns being mad, the court fool turned down the princess' hand. Roberate the robbers in spring, rob's the word we sing. Robbers in spring and robbers fall, more roberants the fellows call. Robust and royal, rubies red, the robber steals and takes his bed.
The jester, Quinn, has been around since he was let go from employment by Lord Roberts 3 years ago, before Roberts faced my husband for this post as alderman. I have never known Quinn not to voice his opinion.
Why did Lord Roberts let him go?
He voiced his opinion. Quinn was with Roberts when I struggled alongside Empress Matilda against Stephen of Blois during the Anarchy. Roberts was a young boy at the start of the Anarchy, as great violence and sieges fell across our land. Already sickened by disease, his father answered his final calling. Robert's mother, Gwyneth, quickly drew ill in body and spirit. As hunger beset their village, Gwyneth would send young Master Roberts out to scrounge whatever money or food he could find each day. Still too young to be of any real use aboard a ship, he quickly fell to begging. Even at that tender age, he drowned in humiliation. When he returned to his mother each eve, she greeted him with anger and disgust, reaching out her hand just long enough to strip the child of his earnings.
That must have shattered him. That conflict gave birth to many such tragic stories.
Indeed. As civil war raged over control of the throne between Matilda and King Stephen, Robert sided with Stephen. He desired to be named Earl of Sussex and sit on the King's Council. He also opposed having a woman, especially Matilda, on the English throne. His disdain for women in power, beginning with his mother, seems to have carried through to the present day, standing against me as alderman.
So, what did Quinn say that drove Roberts to expel him from his estate?
After the defeat of Empress Matilda, Quinn is said to have sung a song which did not sit well with his lordship. I suspect he had some kind words for Matilda, or perhaps women in general, that were not cloaked enough to remain unheard by Roberts. King Stephen died just a few months later, with a significant amount of his land bequeathed to Roberts. This made him a member of the gentry, providing Roberts with his first landholdings and real political power.
Do you trust Quinn?
More than I trust most of my advisors.
OK, so maybe it isn't Robin Hood. Lady Blakely seems to think it is him. I'm not so sure about her jester. As Quinn pointed out in his song, a lot of names and words start with Rob. So, what does Rob mean?
Maybe Robert of Romney.
His ships haven't been around in weeks. And it seems his violence is restricted to lilies and daisies. Have you seen his estate? Terrible gardener.
Have you noticed how many ships here have the markings of Lord Robert's fleet?
16. 4 more arrived last night.
Why does he need so many ships? Isn't his business in landholding?
Yes, as well as the favours which come to so many politicians. Well, that was until he lost his last election for alderman to Thomas Blakely. If Charles Becket had control of his father's land back then, Roberts would be alderman today.
I think we need to pay a visit to this other Rob.
I beg of you, Lord Roberts. I have no money to pay you such a debt.
You might have thought of that before destroying my boat, Becket. You know I collect my debts one way or another.
My lord, I did not mean to lose your ship. The fires from the barrels of pitch spread to the ship. There was too much smoke. My men could not see. Forgive them. Forgive me. Please. The black smoke still reached my father's home, as we planned. Sir, I beseech you.
Will your apology bring back my ship and the cargo on board?
My lord, a glint in the darkness.
Run! Elara.
Run, Adelaide!
She's right. Run, you Saracen. Your so-called wizard is ours. Go! Oh, my dear, I insist you stay the night. I gave her her chance. With her wizard missing, Blakely would lose the confidence of most landholders. So we can't stand to have her making a reappearance, can we, Thomas? I shall watch her until dawn, and then we shall dispose of this so-called wizard of Rye for good. Such a shame you have to die. But if dear Blakely heard from you that the smoke monster was nothing but pine pitch, she might believe you. No one would heed word of your heathen friend, even if she were to speak. And you are hardly a wizard, are you? If you had a spark of magic in you, you wouldn't be about to hang, now would you? You're no wizard. You're nothing but a scared girl.
It takes more magic to find the truth than to twist it, Roberts. But the only power I need now is the power to deny you the satisfaction of seeing me beg for my life.
Beckett, get ready. Pull.
Peace, Epona.
Beckett, to arms. The accursed wench dares a rescue. Let us rid ourselves of this Moorish miscreant once and for all.
Run!
Come with me. I'm still the better shot.
And why, but that can't be right. That would mean that Charles Beckett would have participated in the murder of his own father. What would drive someone to such a hideous crime?
While in the employ of Lady Blakely, I have heard a lot of things. Some of them about Beckett. Tales tell he spent much time at surgeons as a child, with an endless list of injuries. Mostly the result of his father, I fear.
This is more than I could have imagined.
Adelaide, I almost got us both killed last night. I don't know what I'm doing or what I was thinking when I agreed to help Blakely. And I dragged you into this. I'm not even a real wizard. No one is. I'm just a stage performer making 40 pennies a month. I'm a fraud.
You're not a fraud, Elara. You've got real heart and courage, and you and somehow calmed the horse under you just as she was startled.
Epona is a good girl. I fed her for a week in 1149. Her caretaker, Goodwife Elspeth, had passed. Someone had to feed Epona. I simply cared for her when she needed it until she found a home.
Sometimes I think you are magic.
We all have our talents, but thank you.
Truth be told, I'm terrified of what the future might hold. Normally I would have left town by now, headed to my next destination. But now, I know you are here, and it would frighten me more to leave you behind, not knowing your fate.
I would not blame you if you want to leave. Maybe this is too dangerous and too much for either of us. I can't even keep Rosemary alive in my kitchen. Maybe it would be best for you if you did leave.
But Levin has long been my companion. Maybe it's time to take a stand. We're in this fight together, and we're going to see it through. Besides, if not us, then who?
Where?
Where what?
Where would you have gone had we never met and you left the city?
I'm not sure. Maybe Lynn or Boston.
And take up work at the estate of Lady Marian, bringing her breakfast each morn?
You're never going to let me forget that, are you?
Not anytime soon. This is Bandit. He's been coming around for a couple of years.
He knows where to seek the comfort of a kind soul.
And her blessed companion.
We can do this, together. And don't forget we have Robin Hood and Lady Blakely on our side.
Then let us stand for what is right. The people of Rye need us. Let's show them what two determined women can do.
Good people of Rye, I come to you today with a grave warning. For too long, our fair town has been vulnerable to the threats lurking beyond our shores. The Muslims and Spaniards, with their strange customs and foreign ways, are massing their forces as we speak. They seek to invade our land, corrupt our faith, and destroy our way of life. We must stand united, as Christians and as Englishmen, to protect our homes, our families, and our very souls. It would appear those seeking to destroy our way of life have even reached a pact with the devil himself. The living smoke that invaded our city, murdering 16 citizens of Rye, was itself a demon. It came to destroy our city, as our once great home lies weak, crippled, with a woman as alderman and another as wizard. While Alderman Blakely ignores these dangers, I, your loyal Lord Roberts, have equipped our fair city with a fleet of ships equal to any in the region. 10 days from today, I will lead a procession on sea and land, honouring our brave crusaders who served God in his holy lands. Together, we will defend Rye from these Muslim heathens and infidels, and ensure that our town remains a bastion of English pride and Christian virtue.
Now to find some ways of making your magic look like... magic.
So, you are saying the occasional dice trick isn't going to scare off Roberts?
Not this time, I'm afraid.
Are you certain? I do a pretty convincing magical dice act.
I've seen your dice act.
Well then, how do we convince Roberts and his followers that we are not people to be trifled with?
Have you heard of Archimedes?
fellow people of Rye. A great tragedy has fallen upon our fair town. Our city's fleet of ships, the very symbol of our prosperity and strength, has suffered greatly at the hands of traitors to Rye. Fortunately, the ships I promised you 10 days ago are safe, as they now approach our city. Rye's dangerous wizard, Elara, and her Muslim ally, Adelaide, are leading a rebellion against our fair city. They are aided by none other than that infamous criminal, Robin Hood. This dagger, one of Spanish design, was found at the site of this rogue attack on our unsuspecting city. This proves the traitor's complicity with the heathens. Alderman Blakely and her criminal infidel allies must be removed from power before it is too late. Arise, my people. Let us reclaim our city.
Lady Blakely has nearly arrived. Her musicians were performing music, but they just now stopped playing. Even amidst this chaos, I could hear it. Elara, I know the still before battle. Stay with me.
If it is to be war, the people of Rye need their wizard. I suppose that's me.
We're not ready yet. We still have to. We don't have enough colored mirrors, and the Thunderhorns need...
You know what to do. You will do it. Just... if one of us doesn't... you know...
Go.
Rye Wardens to arms. Lord Roberts wages war on the people of Rye. The enemy is upon us. Let the Battle of Strand Cay begin.
For Rye!
Lady Blakely, you are under arrest for treason by order of Lord Roberts, newly appointed Alderman of Rye.
Listen to me, everyone. We must work together if we are to aid Elara and defend Rye. We are surrounded by tools which will allow us to create the illusion of great magic. It is our duty to protect those who cannot fight. For all that is right and just in this world, we must unite. You people right there. Yes, you. Each of you grab those metal sheets. When I speak the word go, you are to shake those sheets as hard as you can. And stay in time with one another. This will make a sound like the deepest thunder you have ever heard. And you good folks near the colored mirrors, older children as well. Yes, yes, grab a mirror. Reflect the light at the watchtower to the east when you hear my command. Reflect the light in a rhythmic pattern, as if summoning the elements themselves. Any large horns and bells are scattered about. If you can, when I say go, make a noise like the heavens themselves are opening. Lastly, we need 4 strong folks at both of these large curved mirrors. Whenever possible, aim them toward groups of Robert's men. The concentrated light will keep them from seeing as they fight. Prepare. Go.
Citizens of Rye, heed my words. I, Elara, wielder of ancient magics and favoured by the gods, have come to end this strife. Those who stand with righteousness fear not, and my powers will protect you from harm. But to those who would sow chaos and discord, be warned, my wrath is as fierce as the elements themselves. The choice is yours. Submit to the will of the gods and the rule of justice, or face the consequences of your folly.
She's a demon! Get her! With God on our side!
Elara, where are you?
Please forgive me, Miss Adelaide. Lady Blakely has been taken prisoner by the forces of Lord Roberts. They are now bringing her to the customs house, which they have also seized. Whatever remained of Rye's fleet following the explosions last night, well, the men are fighting bravely yet. Most ships are either too damaged to fight, and the rest were surrounded by Roberts' warships, and much of the city's fleet is now afire.
So, Lord Roberts trusts your lot with the duty of seizing Lady Blakely. That's a bit of a questionable decision, don't you think?
Hear ye all. Robin Hood hath joined the fray and freed Lady Blakely from her captors.
Elara, I beseech thee, where are you?
Moorish wench, how dare you take up arms against our good Christian families? Lord Roberts will pay dearly for your head.
Safe, are you well? Now have you been hiding this whole time?
I have been doing more than hiding. And you? You look dazed. I have a job to do. You stay here and recover.
No, Elara, I'm staying with you. Lead the way. I'll be fine.
Adelaide!
I'm safe. Continue. Elara, a new fleet arrives. I see their crimson flags. No, not new allies. Not now, Roberts.
Legends will forever tell of how you fell for me, dear Robin.
Is that?
Uh-huh. If I am not mistaken, I believed she is followed by Little John, and Friar Tuck, and the musician, must be Alan Adale. The very large man can be none other than Big George, and I surmise the man with the crossbow sitting in the topmast of the ship to be Thomas the Sharp. But where is...
For the people.
Will Scarlet. And there's our merry men.
Careful!
So, what brings the good Lady Marian to this fair city?
Robin, be true. Did you not think news would spread of a mysterious archer who split an arrow in half at an archery competition but a fortnight ago?
You know I can't resist an archery contest.
But must you have split her arrow?
You also know that I can't stand to lose.
I know you will lose your head if you don't pay attention.
Relax, my dear Marian. Have you ever seen me not have anything under control?
At least in your own mind, Rapscallion.
If being a Rapscallion means saving the day once again, then I accept the title.
You're lucky you're charming, you know that?
I do have my talents. And how did you come to pay us a visit along with Sherwood's finest scallywags?
Figuring out you were in Rye and hearing of the murders and of Robert's speech soon after, I knew I would soon have to come to your rescue.
To my rescue?
Again, I gathered the merry men and we set off on foot and river to King's Lynn. They gathered supplies while I purchased a fleet of ships and hired a crew. It took us 4 days to sail to Rye.
Be it known, I certainly appreciate your presence.
I know.
I yield, good sir.
Robin Hood has shattered the forces of Roberts.
This mischief is nearly over, they say. I hear Roberts is no more. Robin Hood and Marian have quelled the uprising.
The merry men are arrived. The tide of battle has turned.
From Sherwood Forest, where the leaves dance with glee, comes Robin Hood to rise.
My pleasure.
With courage and bravery, his arrows aim true for Lady Blakeley's side.
Very true.
No foe can stand against him, his victory is nigh.
Perchance sooner.
Oh, flee you foes, oh, flee you foes.
You heard the man.
Robin Hood's sword, it strikes, you know his bow is true.
Thank you, my good Alan. It appears I owe you a lute.
Make it a good one.
Why, sir, do you care for me? I was in service to Lord Roberts.
You are wounded and in need, are you not? You are first and foremost a child of God. Your ankle will recover, but not in time for this battle, I am afraid.
That skirmish, it seems, is all but over.
Robin, Robert seeks escape.
I see him.
What is Roberts even trying to do?
I have no idea. Even if he gets onto that ship, there's no way he gets out of here. Her sails and rigging are still under repair. He looks like a trapped animal, trying anything to save himself.
Too true. Should we go inform him?
I'm having too much fun watching them. Besides, Robin knows what he's doing, right?
Probably.
Apple.
Beckett steers his vessel towards the docks, but I fear he intends to drive his ship into the piers. Mariner, alter our course to intercept. The noble dragon is set, good Thomas.
time has come that I must complete my task further out upon the dock.
Stay in sight, Elara. The tower will provide me higher ground and a view of you. I will not let you fall.
God's teeth.
Though death may claim me, mark my words, I shall see thee in the fires of perdition before the day's end, Robin Hood.
Her game of chess, Roberts. I sacrifice my queen following the loss of yours. Do not think this evens the odds, however, for I am well versed in hand-to-hand combat. Perhaps fate will smile upon thee, Roberts, though I doubt thy fortune today. Checkmate, my friend.
Fiendish knave!
Greetings, milady.
Good people of Rye, let us celebrate our victory this week. Together, we faced a threat that would have torn our town asunder. Lord Roberts and his cohorts now await a fair trial for the murder of 16 people, including Edward Becket. Edward's own son, Charles, took part in the conspiracy and perished in an attempt to support Robert's rebellion. They did so under dark clouds, both the black smoke they created, as well as the deception and hatred they fabricated. Lord Robert's attempt to destabilise and disrupt this fair town in order to seize power has been defeated.
In a pit of fish with him.
To each and every one of you, I offer you my heartfelt thanks. And our gratitude must also extend to Rye's wizard Elara, as well as our new and powerful ally, Adelaide of Granada. Each citizen of Rye owes a life debt to Robin Hood of Nottingham and his merry men. Finally, we offer our deepest thanks to Lady Marion.
We love you, Marion.
Without her bravery and initiative, the Battle of Strand Cay might have ended far differently. Together, the people of Rye can face any challenge, reach any obstacle, and defeat any foe. Join with me as I say, long live Rye.
Long live Rye, long live Rye, long live Rye.
Together we fought and together we won. A brighter day has just begun. Raise your voices, join our song. The battle is won and the world is strong. Sing of Elara's vision and Adelaide's might.
Honestly, I was expecting you earlier.
How was I even supposed to know where you went?
2 months ago, when I left Sherwood Forest, you went to Charles the Baker as you do every morn. He told you an anonymous party, a handsome and charming devil no doubt, had commissioned a gift for you. What was it?
It was a loaf of bread and a small knife.
Shaped like...
a sword.
And what type of bread was it?
It was rye.
Flavoured with...
oh, scallions.
Ah! And what did you think?
I thought it was a terrible combination.
Scallions in rye. Really, I don't know how I could have made it more obvious, dear Marion.
Lady Marion, you asked me to inform you of the results of last night's council meeting. Charles Becket left no legal heirs. Therefore, next month, We will start to sell his land off to begin to repay the damages to the town he helped bring about. Assuming a conviction of Alistair Roberts.
Alistair?
His property will be made available for sale, with half the funds designated to rebuild Rye. The other half, in solidarity with our fortunate vagabond here, is set aside for helping those who need it most.
Hand. The serving set I donated to you last week should have been worth 300 sterling pennies. I would think that enough to help the poor of Rye for several months.
The service set that arrived the day after Roberts and Beckett tried to hang Elara.
Yes, that would be the one.
It looked strangely like the one Roberts had at his house for special occasions, or when he was trying to show off.
Still, quite fortunate I was there outside Roberts' house that night. Truth is, I'm fairly sure he never had a reason to miss that golden tea service. It was hideous.
Agreed. Will you and your cohorts be spending the night here at the Mermaid Inn, Lady Marion?
The merry men and I have all been offered lodging here for as long as we care to stay, thanks to the kindness of the innkeepers.
The Mermaid Inn is lovely, and the owners are kind souls. I wish you all a pleasant stay in Rye as well as my eternal gratitude. Farewell for now. Both of you please visit our fair city again as my esteemed guests.
Pardon, Adelaide.
Good Sir Robin. Lady Marion.
That was quite the shot you made, sending Roberts to his ignominious defeat. I do not say this often, but you are every bit my equal with a bow. I welcome you to join my merry men, though I may then be compelled to change the name.
Many thanks, dear Robin, but I must turn down your generous and tempting offer. My path lies elsewhere.
That being the case, following a night of this fine mermaid ale, and even finer company and discourse, I wish you Godspeed, Miss Adelaide.
Marion leaves by week's end. She's offered me a position on her ship.
I thought she might.
She intends to take her new fleet in search of the wealthiest people on the high seas, making sure that some of their wealth gets to those who need it most.
Stealing from the rich to give to the poor? Sounds familiar.
I haven't given her my answer yet.
Say yes.
But what? What would become of you?
Does your ship have need of a wizard exposed as a charlatan?
No, but I'm certain there is room for a brave, wise crew member. It was you who knew which ropes to untie to open the pen where the fishermen store the day's catch of fish.
I swam under that pier when I was young. I remembered the knots.
Of course you did, my dear memory keeper. Quick, what colour are my eyes?
Brown.
Wow, you are good. You have lived in Rye your entire life. Are you ready to leave your home?
Home is more than a collection of buildings. Home is being with those we love. What are we calling ourselves anyway?
Marion's Mariners.
I'm in. Good morning, dear Adelaide.
And a fair morning to thee, my dearest Elara. There's something I want you to have.
Thank you, it's beautiful. Is that the sun and moon coming together in silver and gold during an eclipse?
I purchased it at the fair, moments before we met.
Hello, Bandit.
Welcome home, Elara.
Welcome home, Adelaide.
Gather round the people and hear our tale of heroes who fought when Lord fell. With courage and heart they took a stand, united against the tyrant's hand. Sing of Elara's vision and Adelaide's might, Robin's cunning and the merrymen's fight. With Lady Blakely's wisdom they forged ahead, defeating Roberts and Beckett's dread. Together we fought and together we've won. A brighter day has just begun. So raise your voices and join our song, for the battle is won and the world is strong.
Watch for the return of Adelaide and Elara in Marion's Mariners and the Trident of Agur.
Well, that was quite the play then, wasn't it? It needed more scenes with me in it, however,